If you haven't noticed my various community posts about this video, over the past month I have been running a very large poll that contains every LEGO Star Wars Battle Pack ever made, and the idea for this video was to basically get as many people as I could to vote for what they think is the best LEGO Star Wars Battle Pack, and then reveal the top 10 to essentially find out what the community thinks are the top 10 best LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs, because I could make a video ranking my top 10, another YouTuber can make a video ranking their top 10, but in theory or on paper, what matters most is what the community as a whole thinks are the best battle packs. And I say in theory or on paper because there are objectively some battle packs on this list that made it to the top 10 that should not be in the top 10, but still it's just fun to find out what the community as a whole sort of agrees upon. Now my original goal for this poll was 1,000 votes, but we ended up getting way over that with a total of 2,597 votes, which really surprised me. I'm glad to see that you guys engaged that much. If you want to view the full results for the poll on your own time, I'll put the link down in the description below. And before we get into the list, let me know in the comments what you guys want to vote on next, whether it be the top 10 Clone Troopers, the top 10 Episode 3 sets, the top 10 Clone Wars sets, the top 10 Microfighters, whatever y'all want to do next, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, hopping into the list, starting off with some honorable mentions, which are really just the 13th, 12th, and 11th spots, but anyways, the first honorable mention is 75078 Imperial Troop Transport with a total of 47 votes, making up just 1.81% of the total poll. And I'm actually pleased to see that this set actually at least made it to the honorable mentions. I actually would have put it in the top 10. Those Rebel style Stormtroopers don't have the best reputation in the LEGO community, but I think they look pretty good, and on paper this really is the perfect battle pack because it comes with 4 identical troopers. It's literally perfect for army building, so because of that I would definitely consider this to be top 10, but it's nice to see that an Imperial battle pack made it this high in the poll. Then the second honorable mention, or the 12th spot, is a set that I am very surprised to see made it this far, and it's actually 75373 Ambush on Mandalore battle pack with a total of 53 votes, making up 2.04% of the total poll. The most recent battle pack LEGO was released. This came out just about 2 months ago on June 1st of 2024, and I'm not really sure if people actually just really like this battle pack or if it's just recency bias that's making it get this high on the poll, and I will personally say I think it's pretty cool. Obviously the main draw is those Imperial Super Commandos. I don't think LEGO did the best job on their helmets. If you watch my review, I go in depth on this, but other than the Super Commandos helmets, I think the rest of the set is great. I really like the Mandalorians, I really like the build, and I especially like that transparent piece that you can attach to the figures and make it look like they're flying. And then the last honorable mention, or the 11th spot, is a set that definitely should have made it into the top 10 but didn't, and it's 7654 Droids battle pack with a total of 62 votes, making up just 2.39% of the total poll. And this is one of the most iconic and best battle packs ever made. It came out in 2007 and was the counterpart to the Clone Trooper battle pack, and myself and probably a lot of other people agree that this is one of the best army builders of all time. I mean, for $10 in 2007, you got 7 battle droids, 4 normal ones and 3 super battle droids, and that alone really should put this set in the top 10, maybe even the top 5, but it looks like on this poll it just barely was shy of the top 10 at the 11th spot, just making the honorable mentions, which is honestly pretty disappointing. Now finally making our way into the official top 10 at the number 10 spot with a total of 65 votes, making up 2.5% of the overall poll, is 75089 Geonosis Troopers from 2015. And honestly, I'm a bit surprised to see that this set made it to the top 10, but I'm all for it. I honestly think this set is pretty underrated. These are some of the coolest looking clone troopers that LEGO has ever made by a long shot, and on top of that, the walker that comes in this set is super cool to me. I think the dark orange and gray color scheme is pretty unique, and I also really like the big turret on the front. So yeah, I can get behind this being the number 10 battle pack of all time. Then up next at the number 9 spot with a total of 90 votes, making up 3.47% of the overall poll, is the battle pack that started it all, being 7655 Clone Troopers battle pack. Battle packs, and especially Clone Trooper battle packs, would not be a thing if it wasn't for this set right here. It's a fan favorite and comes with those classic Phase 2 Clone Troopers, which everybody loves, including myself, and it also sort of introduced the idea of army building by buying multiple of the same set. Again, this is just an all-time classic and the set that started it all for battle packs, and I'm very happy to see it in the top 10, although I might have put it a bit higher at the 6th or 7th spot maybe, but still I'm glad to see that it got to number 9. Now up next at the number 8 spot with a total of 108 votes, making up just 4.16% of the overall poll, is 7913 Clone Trooper battle pack from 2011. And honestly, the overall opinion the community has on this set always kind of confuses me because I see so many people hating on those orange bomb squad troopers all the time, and then on the other side I see so many people hyping them up all the time. So to me, the opinion the community has on this set has always been mixed, but I guess people consider it to be in the top 10, and I'm completely fine with that. I think this is a really cool battle pack. Those Bomb Squad troopers are awesome. However, I actually prefer the other two troopers a bit more, especially that Horn Company trooper. I think that's one of the best and most underrated clone troopers of all time. The Bomb Squad troopers kind of steal the show from it in this set, and then the ARF trooper is pretty cool as well. I mean, overall, this is a very unique battle pack with some really unique clone troopers that we'll probably never see again, and despite me thinking that the community overall has very mixed opinions on this set, I guess most people consider it to be in the top 10. And then up next at the number 7 spot with a total of 120 votes, making up just 4.62% of the overall poll, is one of the very few Imperial battle packs to make the top 10, being 75165 Imperial Trooper Battle Pack. And I say one of the very few Imperial battle packs, but there were actually only 2 that made the top 10. This is the first one, and I personally think this battle pack is incredible. I consider it to easily be in the top 5, but I mean, there were definitely a lot of Clone Wars fanboys voting on this poll, so it was kind of bound for the Imperial battle packs to not make it too high. But still, I think this set is incredible. The Walker is super ugly, but in battle packs, the build is not what matters. What matters is the minifigures, and we get 2 of the 2014 variant Stormtroopers, which I think are the best Stormtroopers LEGO has ever made, and then 2 Death Troopers, which are just some of the coolest and most fan-favorited Stormtroopers or Imperial Troopers that LEGO has ever given us. I remember they first came out in Krennic's Imperial Shuttle, which was $90, and everyone was begging for them to be in a battle pack, and then just a year later, LEGO gave us this. So again, I personally would consider this to be top 5, but I'm glad to see that it at least made the top 10 amongst all of these Clone Wars fanboys. And then up next at the number 6 spot is the second and last Imperial battle pack to make the top 10, with a total of 147 votes, making up just 5.66% of the overall poll, being 75320 Snow Trooper Battle Pack from 2022. And I think this set is absolutely incredible. I'd probably actually put it in the top 3. First of all, it's a perfect army builder, 3 identical troopers, and then 1 unique trooper. They're not just any old lame trooper minifigures, they're 3 great looking snow troopers and 1 really awesome looking scout trooper. And then on top of that, the builds that come in this set are actually really awesome. The speeder is very well built and looks great. The E-Web blaster looks great. And then on top of that, you get a pretty cool looking snow barricade. I mean, this set really just has it all. It's one of the few times where a battle pack actually has builds that are really cool looking and not just ugly ones that complement the figures. And then the figures themselves, again, are some of the best Imperial Troopers LEGO has ever given us. Now making our way to the top 5, coming in at the number 5 spot with a total of 190 votes, making up just 7.32% of the overall poll, is a set that I am very surprised to see this high on the list, being 75345 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack from 2023. And don't get me wrong, I think this set is really cool. I just do not think it's deserving of the top 10. Top 20 for sure, but top 10, I don't think so. And honestly, I think the only reason it even made it to the top 10 because I didn't include Super Battle Packs because it would have just been unfair, meeting the 501st Battle Pack from 2020 and the Clones vs. Droid Battle Pack from this year. And I think a lot of people came into this poll wanting to vote for the 501st Battle Pack from 2020, and they didn't see it, and then they saw this battle pack and thought it was just the second best option. And I mean, that's honestly my best guess as to why this set got to the top 5. Again, it's good, don't get me wrong, it's just not as good as a lot of other battle packs that are on this list. Some of the Clone Troopers got printed waist capes, all of the Clone Troopers are different, so it's not the greatest for army building. The set definitely has highs and lows, and that's why I think it's top 20, but not top 10. Anyways, moving on to the number 4 spot with a total of 199 votes, just making up 7.66% of the overall poll, is a set that I think definitely got robbed of the top 3, and that's 75035 Kashyyyk Troopers. And as some of you might know, I love this set. I think it's one of the best battle packs of all time. It was the very first time we got updated modern Kashyyyk Troopers that actually looked accurate to what we saw on screen in episode 3, and this sparked a whole new wave in the community. Everybody was making Kashyyyk mocks, and it was just such a fun time, and it was all because of this battle pack. And on top of that, the Swamp Speeder actually looks pretty cool too. It is a bit downscaled, but I think it looks good, and like I said earlier, it is rare for battle packs to actually have a pretty decent build and not just an ugly one that complements the figures. And like I said, I think this set got robbed of the top 3. And the reason it got robbed of the top 3 is because of the number 3 spot, which is a set that I honestly don't think should be in the top 10, but a lot of people like this set because of one figure. Coming in at the number 3 spot with a total of 258 votes, making up 9.93% of the overall poll, is 9488 Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack. And I think we all can agree that the only reason this set got so many votes is because of the ARC Trooper. And don't get me wrong, I think it's an incredible figure. It's easily a top 3 clone trooper of all time. It's super unique. It's the only phase 1 ARC Trooper that LEGO has ever made. But at the same time, I don't think one figure in a battle pack should bring it all the way to the top 3. Top 20, yes, maybe even top 15. I mean, I'd actually even be okay if this was at like the number 11 or 10 spot, but top 3, no way. The Kashyyyk battle pack I just talked about and some other battle packs like the Imperial ones I talked about are way better than this set in my opinion. This one is good. Again, the ARC Trooper is incredible, the ARF Trooper is even pretty good too, and so are the Commando Droids, but for a battle pack, it is kind of unorganized in my opinion. Like, I think this would have been incredible as a $20 set maybe, but as a battle pack, this figure combination just doesn't really work the best, and that's why I don't think it's worthy of the top 10, and especially not the top 3. But hey, people love that ARC Trooper so much that I guess they're willing to vote for it and bring this set all the way to the top 3 because of one figure. Anyways, now making our way to the top 2, there's only 2 sets left, and I bet you guys can guess which ones they are. And coming in at the second spot with a total of 365 votes, making up 14.05% of the overall poll, is 75036 Utapau Troopers from 2014. And if you watch my video ranking every LEGO Star Wars battle pack ever made, I actually put this set at number 1, and that's because these 212 Troopers are literally perfect. Like the Kashyyyk Troopers, they were the very first modern and accurate 212 Troopers that LEGO ever gave us, and they just blew it out of the water, and they are so much better than the ones that came out in 2022 in the ATTE. The Tri-Droid in this battle pack is actually pretty accurate too. Again, it's just rare for battle packs to actually have a cool build that's worth keeping built. A lot of people just usually scrap the builds and keep the figures. So that's why I put this figure at number 1, but I guess the community says otherwise and they put this at number 2. So then at the number 1 spot with a total of 410 votes, making up 15.79% of the overall poll, is arguably the most iconic battle pack of all time, being A014 Clone Walker battle pack from 2009. And I bet it's not very surprising to a lot of you to see this set at number 1. I mean, honestly, it didn't surprise me much either. I personally don't think it's the best battle pack ever made, just because I think the Clone Wars Clone Troopers are a bit outdated looking, but I still definitely have a lot of respect for this set, and I'm pretty okay with the community choosing it as the best battle pack of all time. It's the set that really made army building really big and a staple of the community. Like I said, the 2007 battle pack introduced it, but this one sort of made it go mainstream, if that makes sense, because back when this set was still on shelves, literally everybody was making clone armies with it. People were buying dozens and dozens of this set just to make massive armies, and it was a really fun time in the community, and that probably sparks a lot of nostalgia for people, which is most likely why this ended up at the number 1 spot, which I can respect even though I wouldn't put it at the number 1 spot. Anyways guys, those are the top 10 battle packs of all time according to the community. Again, let me know what you guys want to vote for next, whether it be Clone Troopers or Clone Wars sets or episode 3 sets or episode 6 sets, whatever y'all want to do. Also, let me know what you think about this list. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the screen right now.